Recognize the Minority Leader.
Ask unanimous consent the quorum be dispensed with.
Without objection.
So, Mr. President, I just listened to my friend the Majority Leader speak. Let me say, historically bad nominees deserve historic levels of scrutiny. I saw the Majority Leader bring out a chart again today, comparing the situation right now to past nominees from past administrations. What he fails to mention is that we have never seen nominees as flawed, as compromised, as unqualified as we have right now. And the Republican senators know that. So once again, historically bad nominees deserve a historical level of scrutiny. Now on approach. Well, we did get appropriation bills done last night, and now I'd like to say a few words on what needs to happen with appropriations moving forward. Last night was another clear example of Democrats working in good faith to put the needs of families, veterans, moms, kids, and rural communities ahead of the special interests. Donald Trump and DOGE have run roughshod on hundreds of billions of dollars in funding that so many communities depend on, including funding to care for parents, to care for rural Americans, and to care for those, our veterans, who have served this country. But last night's appropriation bills were a rejection of the Trump vote agenda. We took a good step in reversing those DOGE cuts and fully funding many critical programs last night, including funds to care for our veterans and our farmers. Specifically, we provided our nation's veterans with the benefits and medical care they've earned while countering the awful DOGE cuts at the VA. We provide for rural veterans care, expanded access for telehealth, and fully funded benefits through the PACT Act to cover those suffering from toxic exposure, and so much more. And that's not all. We are fully funding WIC, which cares for women and children's nutrition and health care. We protect rural funding, too. These numbers are all much higher than what House Republicans are pushing in their legislation, and it's bipartisan agreement here in the Senate, unlike the House. So last night's legislation wasn't a perfect bill, but a step in the right direction. And it's an example of how the funding process could work, if the other side is willing to work in good faith, instead of listening all the time to Donald Trump and Russell Vought and the extreme right. Democrats want the bipartisan funding process to work. We believe that when we have legislation before us that takes real steps, important steps, to help the American people in many ways, we should take it seriously. That's why we've worked on these bills over the past week in good faith. But we have a long way to go. We know that. We all know that. Democrats aren't going to take things for granted, and some difficult bills remain ahead of us. The onus is on the Republican majority to determine how this chamber is going to operate when it matters most during the appropriations process. They must do more to ensure this process stays bipartisan in the fall. They cannot just keep caving to Donald Trump and Russell Vought when they try to kill bipartisan cooperation, push illegal impoundment of funds, or rescission packages. We have seen that already, and it's unacceptable. The process isn't easy, but we are showing today that it is possible. I yield the floor. I yield the floor.